Okay, welcome to this video. So I hope you had a great day. So this is a continuation of motion. So you can call this motion 2, whereby we talk about motion due to gravity and projectile. So motion is always caused by a force. We understand that. So here we're going to be talking about how to solve particularly related questions, how to identify those parameters and the formulas to use. Do you understand? So when we're talking about motion due to gravity, what do you understand by gravity? Gravity is a force that keeps everyone on the planet. Do you understand? So there's something we call escape velocity, but when we get there, we'll discuss about that. So say motion due to gravity. So all of this motion in physics textbook, in physics material, you all know the formula. So all my videos is just trying to tell you how to solve them. Do you understand? How to approach questions and how to solve. So remember I said, whenever you're trying to solve physics question, align those parameters, convert them in the cases where it is needed for conversion, and apply the formulas given. So let me give you some formulas you know already. So we have this. V is equal to final velocity. U is equal to initial velocity. We have t is time taking. We have a or g, that's acceleration due to gravity. So we also have s could be height or distance. So a minute please. Okay, s could be height or distance. Then we continue. So we have a general formula of v equal to u plus at. Another one, v squared is equal to u squared plus 2a squared, 2as. Do you understand? Something like this. We also have something like s is equal to ut plus 1 over 2 at squared. So this could be plus or minus. So let us kind of literally solve this question. So all these formulas are given in your physics textbook, you can check them. So now said if a ball is released down from the top of a cliff of height 80 meters above the ground, what will be the final velocity if the time taken is 2 seconds? So all I ask you to find is the final velocity. Final velocity. So they said if a ball is released down from the top of a cliff of height 80 meters. So you're gonna list out the parameters. So we have s is equal to 80 meters, t is equal to 2 seconds, g is equal to 10 meters per second squared, v is unknown, u. So I suggest something. When something is released, there is no force put into it. Something is released. Do you understand? So it's different from being thrown. So being thrown, it could be a force applied to that. Do you understand? So let us get started. So if it was released, just released, then the initial velocity of that ball could be 0. Do you understand? So u could be 0, u could be 0. So you can just literally find the final velocity as v. V is equal to what? U plus at. So since v is 0, so we have v is equal to what? At. So what was a? A is 10. So v is what? 10 meter per second squared multiplied by 2 seconds. So when you multiply everything, so you can have 20 what? Meter per second. So the final velocity, could be what? 20 meter per second. Do you understand? So let's kind of move on. So well, if the initial velocity is given, let's assume the initial velocity is given as do you understand? Don't let us assume, let us kind of solve this question. So that is that for that. So let's solve the next example. we're talking about projectile, you understand? At the moment we're talking about projectile. I said a projectile is fired at an initial velocity of 200 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. Calculate the time of flight, maximum height, the range, the maximum range. So projectile deals with the launching of an object, most times over horizontal distance. Whenever you throw a ball, you understand, it follows a curve. It could be a parabolic curve, it could be any kind of curve. Do you understand that? So, as I said, I'm just going to teach you how to approach the question. So we have the formulas for projectiles. I'll pay attention. So just know the formula, impute the values and get the value. So for the time taken t. Okay, a minute please. Okay, thank you for such break. Thank you, really appreciate it. So now I'm talking about the time. So here's the formula for the time for projectile. So we have t. Okay. So I just kind of refill my marker. So here's what I'm saying. The time of flight for a projectile is given as t is equal to t. I think it's right. Wow. Okay. Okay. I believe black is working. So don't worry, I'm gonna improve more on these stuff. So we have the general formula for t. T is given as 2u sine theta over g. Something we call the height is given as u squared sine squared theta over 2g. Something we call the range is given as u squared sine 2 theta over g. Something we call the R max u squared over g. Something we call the projection angle, that's tan phi, given as 1 over u square root of gh over 2. So in most of my videos, I'm just going to be teaching you how to, as I said, I'm going to teach you how to just solve kind of particularly related questions and get good grade, because that's the aim of all our efforts. Do you understand that? So now also the projectile is found the velocity, initial velocity. So u is given as what? 200 meters per second inverse, and I said it's an angle of 30 degrees. So theta is given as what? So you don't mind doing anything with theta. Theta is given as 30 degrees. So then I said with the horizontal. Do you understand that? Then I said find the time of flight, the maximum height, and everything. So they've given us this, they've given us this. We should know that g is going to 10 meters per second squared. So let's just input everything. So they ask us to find this, and find this. So imputing everything, so we're going to have it like t 2u sine what? Theta over g, and that's what? 2 multiplied by what? 200 meters per second multiplied by sine 30 degrees over 10. So when you use your calculator, you should get something like this. So sine 30 degrees is 1 over 2, 0.5. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 2, that's 1. So multiply everything divided, so you should have 20 seconds. Do you understand? So you can use your calculator to confirm this. So let's move on to h. H is what? U squared sine squared theta. So over what? 2g. So let us know that sine 2 theta is equal to what? Sine theta cos theta. Do you understand that? So you can have this in your mind, but I think that will not be necessary here. So what we're just going to be doing is u squared, that's 200 meters per second squared, multiplied by sine theta. Okay, we have not reached there. Sine theta squared over 2 multiplied by 10. So what I did here, whenever I see something like sine squared theta, it means sine theta everything squared. So this is what it means. Just know the James standard. So let's move on. So since sine theta is 1 over 2, so 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, that's 1 over 4. So this, we have 200 multiplied by 200, that should be 40,000. We have 40,000 meter squared over what? Second squared multiplied by 1 over 4 divided by what? 20. 20 meter per second squared. Do you understand that? So when you multiply this, it will remain in meter. Do you understand? So 0 cancel 0 here, 4 here 1, 4 here 1. So we have something like 1,000, yes, divided by 2. So 1,000 divided by 2 meter, that's 2 here 1, 2 here 5. So we have 500 meter. So this is the h. So looking over here, so let's kind of solve on for the range. The r is given as u squared sine 2 theta over what? G. So what was u squared? U squared is 200 meter per second. Yeah. Universe, something like this. Yeah, it should be this, do you understand? Squared multiplied by sine 2 multiplied by 30, do you understand? Over 10. So when you do this, so we have something like this. I'm following here. So we have something like this. 200 squared is the same as 40,000 meters squared second inverse squared. So if it is divided, so you don't need to really add inverse, but in this case you just have something like this. Do you understand? So multiply by sine 60 degree, everything divided by 10. So when you kind of multiply everything together, you have something like this. That's 4,000 multiplied by 0.8660. So when you kind of multiply everything, you should get I don't know, you should get something like this. 3. Okay, so let's do it literally without assuming. So or you just combine the subtraction. You have 4,000 multiplied by 866 over what? 1,000. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So when you multiply everything together, so you have something like 866 multiplied by 4 times 4, 2, 24 plus 26, 2, 32, 34. So we have 3,464 is it meter? Yeah, yes, it should be meter. Do you understand? So this is what we call the range. So finally, we're going to solve for the maximum range. The maximum range. So let me just kind of put here. The R max is given as u squared over g. So R max, okay, R max, so we know this R max. Is it R max? Yeah, R max is given as u squared over g. What's u squared? That's 200 meter per second squared over what? 10 meter per second. Do you understand? So we have something like 40,000 meter squared per second squared over 10 meter per second. And divide this, so you have something like this. You have 4,000 meter per meter per second. Should it be meter per second? No. This is squared, you understand? So there's no more. So this is the final answer. So for that, we'll come to the end of this video under motion 12, where we talk about motion due to gravity and projectile. So here's what I want you to remember. We have the formula for motion due to gravity where g is equal to 10. So when the ball is released, most times there's no initial velocity. But when it is thrown, there's a velocity with which it is thrown. Do you understand that? So we have that. And for projectiles, you should know all the formula on how to apply it. So let's move on as we solve more questions, more videos on physics. Thank you. I really appreciate you for paying attention. God bless you.